Good evening. Welcome to another in the series, Master Your Life. It is October 9th, 2017. And I'm happy to be here another week to share with you. And today in Master Your Life, we want to talk about 4 ways how you can step into your dreams, right? So I'm Winroy Williams, your dream builder and life mastery coach. Now, because I'm a dream builder, I'd love for you to understand how you can step into your dream, because I have stepped into my dream and I want to share that with you, exactly how it looks. Now, as usual, I believe what it is that I'm about to share will be of benefit to many of your friends and many of your colleagues. So I encourage you to share this video while it's alive, or even after you go and you see it on your page again. I'd love for you to share this video, because the fact is we want to get people motivated and inspired on a regular basis so that they can keep going after what it is that they are in pursuit of. You know, it is Zig Ziglar who said that motivation is like bathing. It doesn't last. And that is the reason why you have to, get it every day. All right. So welcome again to another in the series, Master Your Life. So I want to share with you 4 ways today how we can step into our dreams. As usual, I start with a story. And this week is no different. I'd love to start with a story of a 30-odd-year-old man. He's actually a Jamaican, yes, and he lives in Jamaica. And when he was probably about 34, 35, 36, this person entertained the idea of writing a book, because there are many people who would have been inspiring this person, prodding this person, saying, I like what you have to say. I like what you share. So why don't you write a book? Well, this person was a little bit apprehensive in the first instance, because there was some amount of doubt, like, really, me write a book? That's how the person was thinking. But there came a point when this person thought of it in a very serious way and had this dream of writing the book. So the person went about putting thoughts together and putting what he had together in the form of a book. To speed the story up, it came to a point where the book was in a form that it was now required to be published, or this person needed to approach a publisher. And guess what? The person approached a publisher, the first publisher, and the publisher said, well, nobody knows you. I don't think I want to take a risk with a book like that. Person was a little bit taken aback, daunted a little bit, but the person moved on. Then, because this was a dream of this person, the person started to share the idea of really publishing this book. So he went about and shared with key persons the dream of publishing this book. Now, in the end, I'll come to the end of the story and I'll fill you in with the middle after having told the full story. But in the end, what happened is that that person successfully published a book. Yes, successfully published a book and did not have to go to the traditional publisher as he had intended. Now, that 30-odd-year-old person that I'm talking about is actually me. Yes. So this is how I'd love to tell this story. So when I was 30-something, I decided I wanted to write a book. And it felt like the greatest task at first, but I took each step that I could and moved in the direction until I came up to what appeared to be a roadblock, as you might think, which is I couldn't get a publisher. But in the end, the book was published because I was able to find a publisher and got this book published. So here is a little intro as to why I want to share these 4 steps with you today, how you can step into your dream. Now, the leading thought I want you to hold in your mind is, like Walt Disney said, if you can dream it, you can do it. So it doesn't matter what dream you have. If you can think it, you can do it. So here are 4 steps that I want to share with you today, how to step into your dreams. And the 4 steps are, the first one, it's quite obvious, right? You must first write down your dream. So if you have a dream, whatever it is, the first thing that you should do, and it works, is to write down that dream. I think that you should not only think it, but you should ink it. So you should take a pen and you should write down the dream, whatever that dream is. The second thing you want to do is to start where you are and do what you can with what you have. Just start. Too many times people get daunted by the enormity of the dream, the size of the dream. It is said that if it is that your dream does not scare you, perhaps it's not worthy of being called a dream. Perhaps it's not big enough. So think about your own dream. Is it really big enough? Because if it's something that you can easily achieve just like that, it's not really a dream. It's like, I could make a call right now if I want. That's not a dream. That's just a task. What's your dream? Now, the third thing you want to do is to share the dream with the right people, quote unquote. You will know the right people. When you know something just feel right, follow your intuition. Share your dream with the right people. And the fourth thing you want to do is to keep believing in your dream and doing what is required to achieve that dream. And what that looks like, it simply means that you should keep moving in the direction of the dream no matter what. You're going to get what you call some obstacles, but that's okay. Keep moving in the direction of that dream. It is said that even baby steps in the direction of your dream can get you there. Even baby steps can take you to the top of Mount Everest. So let's take a closer look at those 4 steps that I just mentioned. Why is it so important to write down what you're thinking when you're intending to accomplish exactly that? Well, for me, at least my understanding of it is that when you write down something, it's like you're etching this not only in your mind, but you're immortalizing it in a way on paper. And it is a way for you sending out a signal to the universe to say, this is what I want to do. Think about your own achievements. There are things you will achieve, I must agree. You don't have to write it down. But studies have shown that when you write down something, you're more likely to be committed to it. You're more likely to achieve that very thing that you're intending for. And that's the reason why I believe when you have a dream, you should not only think it, but you should ink it. And think about this book that I tell you about, which I actually have a copy here. So here's the book. It's called Dawn on My Mind. And I'll share a story in that not only did I write down this thought of having this book published, but I wrote down by when I'd love to have this thing published. And then what started to happen, all sorts of ideas started to come to me. It's like I couldn't sleep. As the book says, dawn on my mind. It's as if like dawn was on my mind. And I'd encourage you to get a copy of this book. If you really want a copy, you could get a copy from me. Let me know. You could send me an email at winroywilliams@gmail.com. Additionally, you could go to, if you're in Jamaica, you could go to Sangster's bookstore. If you're overseas, you could go to any of the online booksellers, whether it is Amazon, Barnes and Noble, whatever it is. You can get this copy, this book, which is really a book of poetry. And I'm not here to sell the book per se, but it's really a book of poetry. So back to really why I'm saying you need to ink what it is that you are intending. You are way more likely to achieve your dream when you write it down. I also shared that you must connect with the right people. And what's interesting is that when I decided I wanted to write this book, I thought it would be good to have some mentors, some coaches, some people who could guide me. And believe this or not, if you don't believe it, you can check it otherwise. 2 names came to me, and I wrote down those names. And those names are, I wrote down Dr. Lakem Samaj. If you're in Jamaica, you might know that name. He's a psychologist. He actually is a good friend of mine now. I didn't know this man. I just wrote down his name because a thought came to me. I said, I want to write this book, and I want to, I don't know. I just want to meet this person and have a talk about this book, this dream, this plan that I have. I also wrote down the name Joan Andrea Hutchinson. Joan Andrea is one of Jamaica's most accomplished poets, in my mind. Yes? Very accomplished. She's like, for me, like a Miss Lou. I hope I don't step on anybody's con, but that's how she is for me. So I thought she would be a good mentor to have in writing this book. And I just wrote down these names. And this was sometime around 2009. And I slept on what I wrote down. And let me tell you, the universe conspires in your favor once you write down something and you're taking the steps in the direction of that dream. Because guess what? At the time, I didn't even know that she had a child at my son's school. And it so happened that there was this event. And it so happened that I got a chance to meet her at that event. But, like I told you about barriers, the truth is, and this is a public story, so I know I can tell it. So I went up to Joan Andrea the night and I said, I have this book in mind and I would love for you to take a look at it. Almost like I'm saying, I want you to validate whether or not it makes sense. And of course she was busy and I respected that, but I was intent on meeting with her. And I was very deliberate. I positioned myself strategically so that I would get to see her when she's leaving. And I went back to her and I said, Joan, you said that you would give me a time. I'm right here. I'm waiting. I'm going to wait until you're finished. And truth be told, she really probably would have had many occurrences like these, like this particular one. And she felt like, okay, it's another one. Anyway, she gave me the time of the day. Well, it was an evening, time of the evening. And I shared one poem with her. And if I may say, she was bold. And she loved it. And that was my entry into having developed a good bond with her. She, in the end, became one of those persons who gave me a testimonial for the book. I successfully published the book. But also, I'd love to share with you why it's important to connect with the right people. Because she loved my material to the point where she started to have these performances and she would invite me to have these performances as well. So I would be going on in her set across the island. I mean, for me, that was a dream come true. Not did I, in my wildest dream, did I know that I was a poet or I was as an author. But when you write down your dream, when you connect with the right people, when you trust the process, when you take steps in the direction of your dream, all sorts of things begin to happen, many of which will probably bowl you over. So that's for Joan. Joan launched a book of her own and she invited me to read at her book signing. Joan had a session at UWI and she invited me to be a part of the set. Now, this is not about me bigging up myself or bigging up Joan any bigger than she is. But the truth is, I want you to understand that when you have a dream, contrary to what you might think, like, no, I don't want to share that with somebody. Somebody could steal that idea. Somebody could steal that thought. Not no go so. Share it with the right people. You will know with the right people. You will know who is the right people. So I'd encourage you to do that. So I mentioned Dr. Lakem Samad. So I wrote down his name too, and I thought I wanted to meet this man. Look, I've never seen this man, but I must tell you, and he knows this. You know, when I was 14, probably 15, 13, 14, 15, thereabout, he used to have this show on TV called, not TV, radio, called Night Doctor, if I remember well. And I would be listening to him, and, rolling up my hair and studying, listening. Yeah, I just loved the program. So he fixed a part of my thinking from very early. So no doubt I would want to probably meet with him now for the first time when it is that I decided I wanted to do this book. And so, having written down his name, again, the universe conspires in your favor. So when you write down something, not only it is that you're communicating it to yourself, you're communicating it, you're putting it out there. And it is that it was such that my wife was invited to a particular function and I accompanied her. Now, around this particular table, there were some empty seats. And you know what? That particular night, sometime after having written down his name, by the way, who came and sat right beside me? Not by any other seat, but right beside me. Dr. Lakem Samaj. And we had a conversation, and I shared with him my intent. I told him that I wanted to have an appointment of sorts with him where we can talk more and talk about my dreams and all of that. And I did exactly that. He took my card, I took his card, we exchanged information. And then one day I'm driving on the road and I got a call. Oh, Dr. Samaj says that he's able to meet with you on X time. And I was elated because I'm like, this is exactly what I wanted. I met with him. And we spoke about a lot of stuff. Big dreams. And can I tell you, when this book was published, he was the very first person who gave me an interview on his radio program. Now, talk about dream. Now, I share all of this with you because I want you to understand it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what your dream is. You see, once you first believe it, no, I believed it the moment I thought about it. I took these steps that I shared with you, and I'll share them again. The first thing is to write down the dream, no matter how big it is. Like I'll tell you right now, what is my bigger dream? My bigger dream right now is to motivate and inspire people into a life of purpose and passion. I want to positively impact 1/7 of the world's population. Now, yes, it's okay if you think that I'm mad. That's okay, but that's my dream. Why is this important to me? Because if you think about it, would you rather be happy than sad? Would you rather be in a negative realm than a positive realm? No, for me, it's more important to be in a positive realm. And I believe that we should positively influence persons who are around us. Because if you think about it, when you influence people positively, it comes back to you, If those people who walk the street did not feel the way they feel sometimes, probably they wouldn't do what they do, probably attack you, rob you, kill you. I don't know. I'm just thinking that if you share more of what you would want to receive, just as a test, if you share more of what you would want to receive, probably you just receive more of that. Just my mad thinking, if you want to think it is that I'm mad. So this is the reason why, for me, it's really important that I impact positively 1/7 of the world's population. No, the world have about how many people? 8 billion people. So I'm just thinking just a billion, yeah? And I know you might say, whoa, that's a lot. Well, guess what? If my dream is this easy to achieve, it probably don't make sense. No, what can stop me if I am stepping in the direction of that dream? And I'm really not, this is not about me, no. This is about me impacting your own thinking to say that, inside you resides a dream. Yeah? Your dream really is like the very thing that would make you come alive. The thing that you would do no matter what. You don't have to be paid for it because you just love it. Now, the truth is many people don't know what that is for them because they have not really thought about it. Now, I am encouraging you to take a step in the direction of that thinking. So the first thing I want you to do is think about a life where you're probably doing a job that you absolutely love, whatever that is. You're in the best of health. You feel good about yourself. You have some super relationships. Yeah? Really strong, valuable relationships. And you have the time and the money to pursue all these things that you would want to do in life. Now, if you think about it, that's what many people are in pursuit of. They want that balanced life. They want that life where they feel good in all their domains of life. And that's what your dream will shape out to be, because you're really happy in all your domains. You have all the time and the money to do all that you want to do. Yes? You feel healthy to go where you want to go. Now think about you having all the money in the world and you can't go where you want to go because you're not healthy. So health is a part of your dream. Relationships is a part of your dream. You have all the money in the world, you have a big house, you have many cars, but guess what? You don't have enough friends, and friends are important. Right? Probably. I mean, that's questionable. Some people don't really need friends still, but we really live in a social space. So you really want to interact with people. So think about your own dream. And these are the steps that I'd want you to implement. First, I want you to write down that dream. No matter the size. Even if people think you're mad, that's okay. I mean, the people who actually are very successful are those people who people thought were mad. Yep. Walt Disney. Think about his own dream. Yep. I've always wanted to go to Disney World. Yes, I went one day. But Walt Disney, his dream was also in service of me, in that he did something that I could also enjoy. So think about your dream as probably something that will serve not only you, but others. Am I serving you right now? Ask yourself that question. Well, perhaps not. It's not everybody who's interested in motivation. It's not everybody who's interested in this sort of thing. And that's okay. You don't have to have this similar interest of other persons. That's okay. So the first thing I want you to do, remember, in stepping into your dream is to write down the dream. Whatever it is, do not only think it, ink it. Next thing you want to do, start where you are. Wherever you are. Some people say, oh, but I don't have this and I don't have this. But guess what? The fact that you can say what you don't have, it means you have something, at least you have a voice. Yes? So start where you are and do what you can with what you have. Yes? Just start. Don't be overwhelmed by the journey. What is important is where you intend to go rather than how exactly you will get there. The universe will work that out for you. And if you trust in your dream enough and trust in the universe and trust in a higher power, yeah man, it will work out for you. The next thing I'd encourage you to do is to share the dream with the right people. You will know the right people. Intuitively, you're just led to. So the right people will come into your life, step into your life, offer you support if you accept it, probably mentor you, probably coach you. And these people probably will just be in for a season and they're out, but them serve them purpose. And the fourth thing I want you to do is to keep believing in your dream, as long as it's positive, of course, and doing what is required. Keep moving in the direction of that dream. Remember, even baby steps will take you to the top of the highest mountain. Even baby steps will take you to the highest mountain. So, what's your dream? Think about it. What's your dream? Yeah. Another dream I had was to become a coach. And why was that important to me? For the very thing that I mentioned just now. I wanted to impact positively people's lives. And why is that important to me? Because it makes me feel good. You know, some people drink, some people smoke. This is my drinking. This is my smoking. This gives me life. This makes me feel good. What makes you feel good? Think about that. What makes you feel good? So, I know for sure that deep inside you, there's a dream. I want you to think about what that dream looks like. Also, think about what Nelson Mandela said. This is a quote by Nelson Mandela that I love to leave with you. Nelson Mandela says, "There is no passion to be found playing small in settling for a life that is less than the one you're capable of living." Now, are you capable of living your dream? Absolutely. Absolutely. So, if you're capable of living your dream, why then would you settle for a life that is less than the one that you're capable of living? As Nelson Mandela suggested. Something to think about. And before I go, I want to share with you another quote, which for me, this is a quote that I currently live by. There was this man called Henry David Thoreau, and he shared a quote, and it goes like this. It says, "If one advances confidently in the direction of their dream, endeavoring to live the life they are imagining, one will pass an invisible boundary where all sorts of things begin to occur that never otherwise would have occurred." And essentially what that is saying is that when you have a dream, you ink it. Then you move confidently in the direction of that dream, endeavoring to achieve that dream, because that's the dream you're imagining. And what will happen is you will pass an invisible boundary, and this invisible boundary is really your previous thinking, things you were doing that would hold you back because you doubt yourself. Like, you know, I am like, okay, so they say I'm really Mr. Nobody know me, so why am I going to write a book? Yeah, man, that thought went through me, but I push it aside. And that's me passing that invisible boundary where things started to happen because I shared the dream with the right people. And things that would have not occurred because I have not embarked on that dream, they would not have occurred. But because I have embarked on it, I've imagined it, I'm endeavoring to live it. And that is the reason why all these things started to occur. So I want to leave you with that for you to think about. What is your dream? What it is that you could step into? What it is the thing that you long for? What is your current discontent? What it is that right now you're not so happy with and you would prefer something else? Think about that. So before I close, as usual, I want to thank you very much for tuning in. Share this video. I'd love for you to share this video. I want as many people to get this video, to get the content of this video. And they can only get it if they receive it. And for them to receive it, you have to share it. Please? So I want to thank you for joining. Please continue to follow me. If you haven't yet followed me, follow me on Facebook. Follow me on Instagram. It's Winroy Williams. Follow me on LinkedIn. Connect with me on Twitter at Winroy Williams. And my website, it's winroywilliams.com. I'd love for you to go there. There's a free ebook. I'd love for you to just put in your name, sign up. You'll get in your inbox when you send your email address. You'll get that book sent directly to you, right? So we're almost at the end. I want to summarize what it is that we looked at this week. We looked at 4 ways how we can step into our dreams, whatever the dream looks like. The first step is to write down the dream. Ink it, not only think it. The second is to start where you are and do what you can with what you have. Yes? Don't watch the long journey ahead. Just do what you can. Move in the direction of that dream. And the next thing you want to do is to share the dream with the right people. When you share your dream with the right people, all sorts of things will happen to have that dream manifested. And the last step is to keep believing and doing what is required to achieve your dream. Because the truth is, even baby steps will take you to the top of Mount Everest. So until next week, I am encouraging you to keep stepping in the direction of your dreams. Even if it's baby steps, it's a direction in the direction of it's a stepping in the direction of your dream. Just keep stepping. One day you will achieve your dream if you believe it. And as Walt Disney said, if you can dream it, you can do it. Until next week, in another episode of Master Your Life, I am Winroy Williams, your dream builder and life mastery coach. So I'm encouraging you now to keep dreaming, continue doing, and take care.